Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail. This is a special bonus episode brought to you by my Patreon supporter, Punarao. With that said, let's get started. I do have a bit of money to spend still, minus 73. I have to be careful not to go too crazy. Let's put you here because I can't. That will allow me to at least put another unit in here. And I will just have them be grenadiers here. Let's not go for trained muskets. We have a lot of these in the armory, so that would be fairly cheap. But generally... let's go for the land pattern musket and bayonets here. I have the cash to do so. There we are. I do think I've taken care of everything else. I do have a few units in the reserve, so I can actually see what is better. I have a pretty high... let's see. Still, this is 55. I don't think I can do any better on this ship. Let's take the Lorient. You're at 100. The Vrijheid, you're at 100. The Alsace, you're at 100. You don't have an officer here. Most of those are pretty poor. And I don't really have any need to recruit these captains. So let's get started with Audacity. A small force of rebel ships operate in our home waters for some time now. Supported by the French, the rebels attack our merchant ships in order to jeopardize our trade. It is time their audacity have brought them to prepare an attack on the town of Whitehaven. These actions of terror on British soil must end once and for all. Bring your army to Whitehaven and give to the rebels a good taste of the British hospitality. I did think first that we were very close to the end of the game, but then ultimately there were quite a few missions still. So that is quite something. I need 2 more ships. I guess these 2. Yeah. Captain, our scouts report that the enemy is approaching. Our best chance to save Whitehaven is to hold this ridge and to block the enemy advance to the town. In case, Captain, deploy your men and get ready to repel the attackers. Let's pause. That's actually quite interesting, but I have a sensation that they're gonna come from this side and might even try the land forces, although that is not actually my my primary objective, apparently. Alright, well, I have to say, I'm a bit afraid though that that position is actually quite poor. But we'll see. All right. Let's go. It's a bit hard to say. I do think still that I'll be putting at least some units there to hold off the enemy just in case they go there. It's a little bit too convenient that they have a ways to cross the river. They might also be coming from that side. So I'll have a few flanking forces over here just to make sure they don't. If they're already there, that would be exceptionally fast. I mean, I used the double quick. There's no way I could have gotten there any faster. Well, it's a good thing I don't actually see any enemies so far. Maybe I should have gotten in there with dragoons. It's pretty difficult to say. At any rate, I don't want to exhaust all my forces. Seems like they're coming down the road now. Okay, so taking a position in there automatically means doing something like that. You could try to hurry up a little bit though. Let's get those dragoons though, and also the mortars need to be way closer to the front. there is a... I don't want to say there's no way this is gonna go well for them, but alright, the one thing I want to try and do is also try to deal with skirmishers this way. I think this way the line is a lot more solid. They are taking quite good care of them. I suppose. I don't like the dragoons that much. Alright, let's get out of there because they got a bunch of sailors. If you can, at least. Maybe they can get through to the artillery. Ah, they were routed. They're not my dragoons, so I'm actually fine. Let's get in on those guys from behind. If they can distract the enemy for a little bit, all the better. I have no clue what these guys are doing. But I do know that if I can get there quickly, I can get in a volley or two. Okay, now the other artillery is firing, so I actually want to move back. But I got 7. That still helps a bit. And I do want to be out of range. I have quite a bit of space to retreat here. Screw that artillery. I mean, I'm happy enough not to have to deal with those. Really? I did say that you should move a bit faster. They're really, really pushing it here, but the goal is to have those enemy sailors rout, mostly. And then I'm only taking artillery fire for a while. Whereas here, things are marginally fine. I really need to try and... move you up as reinforcements. At this point, I just rather have to hope. They don't do anything really strange. Regard, I also want you to go here now. Ah, it was a bit too late. Those dragoon shattering is fine. Let's have you pull in the line. This is also tricky here. I actually need you to fire upon that. And the slow withdrawal seems to work relatively well in most areas here. So that is pretty good. It seems indeed like they were going to charge, but then no, they didn't. Okay. The goal, of course, is to make sure that the AI is too weak to really like charge or really attack me ultimately. To hold back here too, since they have slightly more forces than I would have liked there. I'm funneling them in there, so that is good. These guys are doing poorly. Here we're doing okay as well. It's 1 minute 27, so things are, as usual, quite rough, although we've at least hold out for quite a while here. Okay, I've held this advance, and even though these guys are quite hurt, in the grand scheme of things, they've been halted, and most of these guys are fairly weak now. Here, things are also quite tricky still. They have those sailors, which are quite powerful. Here, this is also tricky, but I think they can hold. So long as I can get these guys to keep wailing on them. Same kind of applies here. For these guys are now so weak, the Marines at least, as well. Oh, that's a problem. I need to spread out a little bit more. Unplug that. Okay, those skirmishers gone. The tricky part about skirmishers is that they take a lot longer to eventually kill as well. Okay. Good. And the more of these attacks, the less likely it eventually is that the enemy returns with sufficient forces to do things like charging, etc. Well, this is a capable force. Rather have them attack that though. Alright, well, we're holding quite nicely. The one thing I don't like is that they're putting their artillery this close, whereas I have no means to push up. Maybe I should have not gotten... That's quite uninteresting. Okay, I need guys to go after the artillery here, because otherwise that's just gonna be no good. Let's get you in the line, although I do have those Fusiliers. Move you over to this location. I also want those mortars to go after the artillery there. I still don't have enough forces in this location. Wow, they're actually charging. Holy smokes. Alright, that's all the better. I wonder if there will be something happening at 1. I got that artillery to 17 now. I think I can finish it off with the mortars. Yes, okay. My unit's got a severe beating, but taking down that artillery piece I think was absolutely necessary. Okay, we're starting to see more enemy units scatter, which is good. Now with these mortars now slightly closer in on these positions here, that should help too. I cannot actually get there to these yet. But if this 126 sailors is the best they can do for now, I am quite pleased. Okay. Let's see if can go for a little bit more action. I want to get to that artillery. Nope. It seems like they have reinforcements. Go back, please. I mean, as happy as I am, having dealt with them for the moment. Let's actually try to rile them up. I think these guys can defend there just as well. If I can at least clear out this entire force from here before those reinforcements arrive, that will help me significantly, because that will mean I can really focus on that. I have no clue whether they're gonna bring in more reinforcements. They don't seem to do that actually at this point, so that is good. And even if they do bring in reinforcements, ah, yes please, okay. The problem here now is that they're going too far, and then they can actually attack me from the rear. I need them to surrender, basically. Yeah, that's the second artillery. Okay, great. Because then I need to start attacking those Marines there. Especially since they're coming up with new reinforcements over in that location. Okay, well, I don't necessarily need to hold that. But I do need both these mortars and this artillery to start working on those guys, because with these it doesn't really matter that much. You cannot do that on a double quick, but you can beat them just fine, I think. Okay, I don't know why they got pulled in so badly. I've been trying to get them out before anything happens, but they seem to be already melee. Even though the enemy's en route, I really need to try and not get them stuck, which seems a bit weird, yeah. Let's keep pressing so the AI keeps trying to get that unit out of there. Which is super weird, but... I already have reinforcements on the way. So that's good. You guys taking down that artillery? I don't know. Yeah, I can take these, technically. And since these are likely to route now. I still had huge casualties, even though I feel like, yeah, the battle is kind of over. Somewhat, at least. They still broke through here. Also sucks. Ultimately, so... I mean, I lost a lot of men. Funny how they then become that kind of unit. I just need them to charge twice. You guys can hold that though. There's no way I can take that anytime soon. What are you doing? Why? Makes no sense. Now they'll be engaged to them as well, so they'll just die or get surrender. Yeah. 13 minutes left. I'm happy that they can still fire though, even though they don't actually have any supply at all. They will just fire really slowly, I think. Ultimately, they actually made it. Let's hold. That will give me the bonus. That's not actually the right area to go to, but I'll retreat a bit. There's no reason for me to do anything there except pull them in. Since there's nothing to be done there anymore. If I was a human player, you could actually... Nah, you probably wouldn't be able to go all the way around. But it's still a funny idea. Yeah. What are you doing? Wow. Cannot believe that this is good for them. Well, I guess they have their Royal Fusiliers there. Yeah. And we got it. Lost a lot of men. I would be disappointed if they had another wave. Finish. Yes. Oof. Lost a lot, but they lost a lot more as well. So that's good. Quite happy and pleased with that. Okay, well let's also do these missions here. 84. And I'm just trying to use my secondary ships. Impossible Spy. You've been assigned with a delicate task. Our best spy in Paris needs transportation for a personal report to the First Lord of the Admiralty. Our man must arrive safely. Be aware, Captain, his identity must remain secret from your crew. Nobody must come close to him. The Admiral has asked you to take on this task. Do not let him down, Captain. And the other one is Armed Neutrality. The Royal Navy's new policy of unlimited search of neutral shipping for French contraband demands all available ships to patrol the French coast and cut off military supplies and other trade to French rebels. This sector has been assigned to you. Send some ships to patrol these waters. And Audacity was a stunning success. Let's I mean, assortment doesn't mean that it's cheaper. But this is, I guess. I'm doing both. Next stage. The enemy commanders contacted me to pay a ransom. Money. The fleet at Toulon breaks through the blockade. The French fleet at Toulon has managed to break out and has crossed the Atlantic and attempt to link up with the fleet from Brest that was already at sea. If these fleets were to combine, we would be gravely outmatched. The eye of all England are upon you and your men. Okay. Rumors of a huge combined French and Spanish fleet have turned out to be true. The climactic encounter appears to finally be upon us. Despite the odds, we must prevail, or no one will be left to stop Napoleon. Uh-oh. Armed Neutrality. You have successfully seized all cargoes deemed to be involving France in your sector. Good job, Captain. Impossible Spy. The Admiral's very pleased both with your success and the good news brought from Paris. Money. One of these side objectives is Marquis de Quentin, but we have the Battle of Cape Finisterre. Yeah. Alright. And, wow, they need a captain? Let's spot one. Alright, let's, also repair units. I have a sensation that the next battle will be a long one. Yeah, okay, let's do that. And let's give them hand-to-hand combat for the Ramillies. Right, maybe I need to repair these guys, maybe not. For the moment though, I guess I'll just wait with them. There's no real need to repair them. I could actually take the Gloire or the Atlante. That will cost me a lot. Currently I have minus 60, which I will get from the Battle of Cape Finisterre, but I guess I could potentially do that. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add both to the fleet. But then I'm going to sell the Gloire for more money. Because I have enough reputation anyway. And I'll keep the Atlanta as well. They need a crew, obviously. Alright, well, I'll be doing that in the next episode. So for now, I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this episode. A special shout out to my Patreon supporters, Boomerang, Doja Pastor, Thomas Laughlin, Thomas B. Marshall, C Data, and Swords. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. See you next time.